No, I'm not staying here. That thing's long. It's 59. Yeah. I can't reach it. All right, it's 6 o'clock. Let's call a meeting to order. Stand and give the pledge. All right, before we get going, I just want to say it was a rough weekend in town. I think everybody knows that. Thank you, Troy, your fire department, police department, Jesse. I know Matt was out, probably the EMTs, probably the county. I'm not sure who else I'm forgetting, but make sure you pass the word. So, okay, anybody that's going to be on the agenda here later, we need to come up and speak at the podium. We need to make sure we do that so everybody at home can see you. So, we get going. Need to approve the minutes from last meeting. Get a motion for that? Motion from Ken. Second from Troy. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. A motion to pay the bills from last month. You're afraid to spend money. Motion from Troy. Second. Second from Ken. Thank you. All in favor? Thank you very much. Okay, Stu will be here next meeting. Jesse, you are up. Do you have that contract with you tonight? Okay. Okay, do we need to go ahead and make a motion to approve it then, or it's already done? To continue it? Okay. Okay, while we're talking about it, get a motion to go ahead and continue the protection. I will. Mike, second from Troy. All in favor? All right. Thank you. Go ahead. Okay. Everything on Main Street's done though, right? Okay, good, good. Okay? Okay? Okay. Made a motion to pay Johnson for $400 then, to get squared up with him. From Troy? Second from Ken, all in favor? Okay, any questions, anyone for Jesse at this time? Okay, Harry? Where is the new shop? You said they moved it?
Well, right now, still at the old.
Okay. 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 I understand Jacob's going to be going to Crawfordsville. Is he still, Jacob? Are you still going to Crawfordsville? All right. Well, thank you for your years of service. Appreciate everything you've done. So how long are you staying on? How long are you staying on? How much longer? Okay. Okay. All righty. Get Chris, and that'll have to be bid in the paper again, everything, is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's what we did the last time. We can ask Stu at the next meeting, he'll still be around. Let's get with Stu to make sure we do it correctly. Okay. Questions for Carrie, anybody? Okay. Kim?
This Saturday is the cruise-in downtown from 5 until 10 o'clock. We have kids' activities, food vendors, beer garden, and live music. The Jessica Sisney will be singing from 5 to 6, and the Mudhounds will be playing from 7 to 10. We sent in the deposit for fireworks for the street fair. Fountain Trust has approved the property, so we're going to have fireworks this year for the street fair. We're still raising the last half of the money, but we're pretty sure we got all of it. So I'll have to send letters out to local businesses. Ron, we're gonna have fireworks again.
Okay.
So I'll send the letters out to the insurance agency, and I don't know who to send it to for where Peyton's is, though. Do I need to send something over there?
Maybe we can figure that out next meeting.
Okay.
So I don't know either.
Okay, and then the conceptual design banner, I'm getting ready to order for the park, and it's a bigger banner, and I thought that maybe I could put it up somewhere. I don't know if there's a fence that I could put it on, maybe like by the baby pool and the pool, if it's okay with them. I don't know where you want to put it, but I'll have a bigger banner to show the conceptual design, and we wanted to kind of post that so people could see it.
Yeah, get with people at the pool and
Okay.
make sure they're happy with it, and, where everybody can see it also.
Okay. And then T-shirts are for sale. We have bicentennial T-shirts for the VRA. They're $20 today, so they will be $25 starting Saturday, and they'll have a booth at the cruise-in for that. The youth art mural is going to take place on June the 22nd and the 26th. We received a grant through the Indiana Arts Commission permission to do a youth art mural initiative to paint the retaining wall around the amphitheater. So the kids have taken 2 classes for that already with Adam Long, who's a street muralist from Bloomington. He came and did a whole session with them and everything. So they will actually be doing that mural June 22nd through the 26th down there in the evenings. So that should be done pretty soon. I'm still waiting on the manufactured date to be finished for the shade sails, and they'll let me know when the shipping date is. Once I have that shipping date, they'll call me and set up a time to put those in. And then we are doing pop-up farmers markets. I only have a few for the first few weeks, and we're doing it the 2nd and 4th Saturday in July and August. But we have about 10 people that have signed up so far.
It'd be in the Pocket Park or the amphitheater?
Amphitheater, Pocket Park, just depending on how big it is.
Okay.
It'll probably start out kind of small and maybe grow. I think just getting them in there, trying to work out some of the kinks this year is what we're going to
Okay.
try to do, see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll figure out something next year if the timing's not right. It's just hard to do something in the evenings in July and August because it's so
Sure.
hot. So we thought this was, that's all I have.
Okay, what else do you need from us for Saturday?
Saturday, I just need help with trash cans, if anybody wants to help with trash cans. That's one thing that we never seem to have enough help with, is getting the trash emptied at night.
Okay,
And then the guys have to go in Monday.
okay,
If anybody sees it or take a trash bag and throw it away, that'd help us.
okay. Questions for Kim about Saturday or anything else?
I got one. Where are we at on the Baxter building?
Well, I will know July the 1st if we got the grant. So we made top 5 out of 250 proposals. And I won't know anything till July 1st if it's funded.
Okay, very good.
I'm also working with Indiana Landmarks to do a few things, so.
Okay. Terry? Is that 304 Dewey? Okay, that's the one that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Questions for Terry?
Terry, sheds, what generates the need for a permit to build a shed?
120 square foot.
10 by 20? Now, these are on skids? Okay, because I was asked a question, if it was required for one that comes in on skids, building permit.
They do, Mike.
Okay, anything over that size, right? Okay.
All right, questions for Terry? Anything, anybody else? Okay, I have nothing under old business. New business, I have a couple things. There's a couple addresses to talk about. This is from Stu. We will not be making any decisions on these tonight. The first one is one Terry just talked about. Is at 304 Dewey Street. Stu got a call from Dick Holmes. It's a tax sale property bought by his client, Mr. Gupta. Everybody remember Mr. Gupta? Okay. Yeah, well, he has purchased this. The town has a lien on it of $5,224. There's some gray area whether our lien is discharged by a tax deed sale or whether or not. It says normally a tax deed would clear out a lien, but there is timing issue involved. Anyway, he received an offer from Holmes yesterday, attorney, for $1,000 to the town to release it. So Mike Stu said that's a pretty quick offer. So he recommended maybe we counter offer on that. So it's something to debate. And we can decide that with Stu next meeting and come up with something. So your thoughts on that one? Okay? Yep. Well, it had a $5,000 bill against it, so do we want to stick to the 5,000, or do we want to think about it and? I think we ought to stick with it. Okay, all right. Otherwise, there's no point filing liens or ordinance. Okay. Okay. We'll get with Stu in the next meeting and let him know that. Okay. 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 Well, let's just talk to Stu and we'll leave it at that. Okay, the next one has a lot more gray area to it than this first one. It's the Matney House. There's been an offer. It was already sold at a tax sale. So that means it's already sold. The gentleman out of Lafayette bought it, and he had 1 year for the original owner to go back and purchase it. Jay Allen has been working with Matney on this, made him an offer to purchase it and pay the taxes. He's the only one that can go back and reclaim it. There is quite a bit of lien on that house. They have offered to give us $5,000 towards that lien. And Stu said that we could do that and write up a contract. The house had to be ready to sell, ready to move into, property cleaned up. If we don't agree to that, if it goes on to the tax sale, he said on that one, all the lien would be wiped out. But we can talk more about that when he gets here next meeting too. It's just something to think about. No decisions made tonight at all, but something to think about. I think he sent out another email on it too, so you guys get a chance to read your emails. So, looks like we are on now to everybody that has signed up. And unfortunately, I think the one guy you want to talk to is not here, but Glenda, if you want to come up and talk anyway, because we are here to support you. Sure. I didn't until the last meeting, and after Daniel was here, and I went and looked.
Yeah, I understand 5 inches of rain is a lot for anybody, everybody, the whole kit and caboodle. Unfortunately, that silt fence they put up is not trenched into the ground. And within the first 10 minutes of the very first rain, all that dirt pooled and started down my hillside, into my backyard, all the way to my house, all the way to my front porch where my mulch is at, into the mulch. It flooded it all. And now there's nothing but mud and I take pride in my property. I mow that yard. I know what it looks like. And right now, that backyard's gonna end up in nothing but a mud zone. And there's nothing posted. There's nothing with a name and a phone number. I don't have a clue who owns the property, and I can't get a hold of anybody to come fix it, for one thing. And I'm worried about the drainage from the next storm. And they've got that, like I said, the silt fence butts right up against our property, which is great. It helps a lot, but it doesn't help everything.
Sure.
On the south side, where the fence ends, there's a lot of yard left, and then it just goes straight down into our driveway. And it's not going to save my driveway if everything pools and runs down that way. It already has started to, but it didn't reach that far this time. And I'm concerned that it's going to destroy my property, and I think my property is supposed to be protected from stuff exactly like this. And then secondly, what are they going to do about the drainage? Are they putting drainage ditches in? What are they going to do after they get everything built?
We can require that when they get here. That's what Stu said. He said we need to make a list of all the concerns. Also make a list of what it's going to take to fix your yard you had.
Right now, it's not completely, utterly destroyed, but it's enough that you can see it and it's there. And I do have lots of pictures, which I will show to all of you.
Okay.
And then the second thing, after everything gets built, what's that back side of the building going to do? Is it going to be full of air conditioner units and whatever else they use that make noise that run all nonstop, which is not, it faces right directly into every one of my bedrooms, my living room. Am I gonna hear this horrible noise for the rest of my life because they put this building up here and it blares right into my house?
Well, I hope not, so that's something we'll address to them too, the noise part of it, we'll have to.
Yeah.
Every bit of
and
it.
So, and then also privacy, you know, are they gonna have some kind of a fence or a wall or something?
Daniel said something about an 8-foot tall fence. Would that be tall enough?
I think it would, for the fact that it would protect anybody looking over our fence or down into our property or straight into all of our bedrooms. But if it's gonna have that kind of noise, do we need some kind of a noise buffer? Or something that's going to, you know, not decrease the value of my property to crap?
Let's hope we can eliminate the noise totally.
Yeah,
Let's
and,
ask for that.
but I'm very, very concerned about, and I don't even know who the people are that own that property. I have no way of contacting them to say, hey, you need to come fix this right away.
Terry,
know.
do you have that information? We can give you that information after the meeting.
Yeah,
Give you
and
something to
I
start
need,
with.
because I have no way of contacting this person and saying, hey, you need to get down here immediately. We've
Okay.
got more storms coming in tonight. We've got more storms coming in
I
Thursday.
know it. It's probably
and-
the same one that Stu had talked to, that one's, okay, so let's get that to you after the meeting, and that
Yeah.
way you can start with that.
I would love that, and like I said, if you guys want to look at my pictures, you're more than welcome. I can pull them up on my phone and show them to you. I
I'll
didn't-
look at them after the meeting, sure.
Okay, I had no way to print them off, but
Yeah.
I can at least show you what it's done so far.
Okay,
I'm concerned about my crawl space being flooded down there. I can't, of course, get down in there, but it was, you know, and this is just dead center in the middle of it all.
Okay.
That it flooded through and did that, and that was after the very first rain. That was before we got the worst of it. And I'm thinking, if it's gonna be like this when we just get one rain, what's it gonna be like every single time it rains? So.
I hope we don't get another one of these we
yeah.
had.
So I'm very concerned about that.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome. Make sure I say this right. Is it Danielle? Danielle, you are up next. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know most of it. Carrie. So I live at 901 North Meridian. We had filed an insurance claim Sunday morning because of all the flooding. This is the second time in 20 years this has happened. The first time was an auto claim because the water pooled up so bad it was inside my car. So my husband and I took it upon ourselves to put drains, a very large drain on our driveway, and one in the backyard. It helped until this weekend. Nobody's seen 6-7 inches of rain that quickly.
No.
I understand that. But our problem is that our insurance denied the claim because it's not flooding, it's excessive groundwater. The excessive groundwater is coming from up in the neighborhood, the north of us. So it runs down through Mr. Bernardi's yard, Rena, I think his granddaughter's name is, through into the street, across the road into the neighbor behind me, and then down into our yard. It also comes from the church that's 2 houses behind me, comes around the other side. Saturday evening, you can only get out of my house one way, and that was through the front door. It almost got to my air conditioner. It got up to the top of my deck. It got to the top of my back steps. And I think my husband Brian figured we're going to lose about $3,000 to $5,000 worth of equipment, air compressor, welder, generator, things, because the insurance is saying it's not a flood, it's excessive groundwater. So I'm asking the town to put more drains up in that neighborhood. There is one across the street from me in Gene Powell's yard. I'm not sure what it connects to. I think it may connect into that big box culvert in our front yard. But it was overwhelmed. Even with our drain, the one in Gene's yard, everything coming from the north comes into our yard. It's washed the gravel out of the driveway. You know, we don't have $3,000 to $5,000 to repair and fix all this stuff. Luckily, it did no damage to the structure, and I have a different vehicle, so it didn't get up in my car. But I would ask that you do something with the drainage to the north of me, because the only other option is for us to refinance our house and build a berm on 3 sides.
Jesse, can we take a look if there's any place, anything?
I have tons of pictures, Mr. Jesse, if you would like me to email them to you.
We really don't. I own a house right beside you. My sister lives in it. The White House right there in the corner, right across the street from you.
Oh, Miss Lynette?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
yeah.
my house.
Okay.
I spent 6 hours in that basement Sunday.
Do you feel my pain?
Oh, you probably saw us there. We threw a bunch of stuff away, had a trailer load of stuff. We had several inches of water in that basement, so, you know, I was,
So my garage, in the back of my garage, I was shin deep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I think that's a bit excessive, but something has to be done. Thank God this only happens occasionally.
Yeah.
And we took preventative measures 20 years ago, and we asked the town 20 years ago, I forget the guy's name, Paul maybe, who was in charge back then?
probably Paul Keeling, yep.
Yeah, and he kind of just like, yeah, not a problem. So we fixed it ourselves. So I'm asking the town again to help us out, or we will fix it ourselves.
We take a
Probably won't
look
work
and
out.
see if there's any way to add anything. I mean, that's all we can do. I don't,
Drain in the churchyard, drain in Rena Leal's yard, something, just to help alleviate. Yeah, well, what's gonna happen if we build up 3 sides of our yard, it's gonna flood everybody around us? I mean, I don't wanna be that neighbor, but I mean, we can't afford $3,000 to $5,000 at a pop. You know, I work for a nonprofit, my husband works for the county, so, I mean, that's just a lot of money for us to shell back out.
Yeah.
And I am
Yeah.
fighting with my insurance company that, no, it should be flooding, but, you know, it's insurance.
don't take no the first time from them.
Oh, I don't, trust me.
Okay,
Carrie
Yeah.
should know that. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
all right. Tammy?
Well, the old Peyton's Barbecue, as I said last time, we all know that it's been turned into a semi-truck stop, basically. It's for overnight parking, and it's primarily reefer units. Reefer units run all the time. They make a lot of noise. And that might be commercial, but it's not industrial. It's a residential area. And Google has been my friend. And we all know if it's on Google, it's gospel, right? So, researched, the town of Veedersburg, Indiana, prohibits semi-trucks from parking overnight on residential streets. It prohibits long-term or overnight parking, period. Drivers should seek dedicated commercial truck stops. Those trucks don't just stay in that parking lot. When they get full, they park on the street, and you lose one side of the street. That's not a very wide street anyway. And when it comes to that intersection, and they're parked at that intersection, you cannot see. So we have a lot of golf cart traffic because of the trail. We have a lot of pedestrian traffic because of the trail. We have a lot of bicycles, scooters, and kids, and schools out. There's going to be an accident there eventually if you don't do something about the trucks parking in the street or parking with their noses and their cabs in the intersection. We also have commercial heavy tractor trailers and commercials units are not permitted in neighborhoods. Commercial vehicles that make noise. We have a noise ordinance. Now, our noise ordinance does not, that I have found, say a specific decimal level, but as a rule, a general guideline has been established that 55 decibels during the day is considered acceptable in a residential neighborhood that I have found, and 45 at night. I downloaded a decimal meter to my phone. Last night, in my bedroom, in my bed, and my bedroom has extra insulation in the exterior walls because of my husband's work schedule when he was alive. I was in my room, and that reefer unit was on, and the decimal meter was at 67 in my house, in my bedroom, at 11 o'clock last night.
Okay.
It's very difficult to sleep. It's very difficult to hear the TV during the daytime sometimes. We could in theory, put in earplugs and get some relief, but the young man and his wife that live directly across the street from there, can hear. He is deaf. So while he may not hear it, he feels it. You can't put earplugs in your body to stop that. He gets no relief. And I don't think that's fair to them. It's certainly not fair to us. And I did do some research. He can install shore power. He can put plug-in units out there. Those reefers can plug into those units and get draw from electricity. The reefer doesn't have to run. It'll keep it cold.
Well, we can present all this to their attorney, who will be here at the meeting.
They can also put in a
2
sound
weeks.
barrier wall. Now, that parking lot isn't big enough, in my opinion, for what he's trying to do. We've seen 8 trailers down there at one time. It's not made for that. He can turn them so that they're parked out, the reefer unit that is parked out towards 136, but then he has no way to drive out because there's no exit on that end. So there are things he could do to mitigate that noise, but realistically, that's not set up for that. He's going to have a very difficult time mitigating the noise to the neighborhood. And we do have, in our ordinances, there are remedies as far as fines and things that the town can do to punish him if he chooses to continue to violate. But first you have to enforce. And that no overnight parking has not changed in 40, 50 years. My husband used to drive a semi, Chatter Meals used to drive a semi, his brother Junior used to drive a semi, and anytime any one of those 3 men would park their semi out here on the street and try to leave it overnight, here would come the police and tell them, you can move your truck out of town, we can put handcuffs on you and take you to jail, and you're still going to pay a fine. So we enforced it then, but we choose to ignore it now. And that's, like I said, that's not fair to us. When Peyton's was there, he had refrigerator trucks down there. We never heard him. You know why? Because he had an electric outlet down there and he plugged them in. He was a good neighbor. This gentleman doesn't live here. He doesn't care. As far as what I've been able to find online, he lives in West Lafayette. And he's going to be the one that does the storage units. Storage units, some of them around other areas. When tenants leave, they leave trash. How long is it going to take him to deal with the trash? Are we going to be the ones dealing with the trash? Busted up recliners, broken down electronics that they no longer want, and instead of paying a dump fee, we just get to look at it till somebody comes and cleans it up. That's not really fair to us either. So there's some things there that need to be addressed.
Well,
And is there going to be a time limit? Are they going to be allowed to come in and out of those storage units at 3 a.m. and clanking and banging around when we're all down there trying to sleep?
these will be great questions for the gentleman when he's here at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
That's all we can do. And then we'll address it however we need to. The semis? What you'd said. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Tammy's got some pretty good notes. If you two can put your notes together too, that way you don't forget anything. And well, maybe he needs it. Okay.
Yeah.
can do that.
I think he needs, I think, it-
Terry, what's out there now, sign-wise, that we can enforce? Is there anything, or what do you need for you? Okay. 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 Yeah.
Well, I think hopefully we'll get a good idea on approach to the lawyers who's supposed to be here.
Okay. Okay. I'll reach out to Stu again before the next meeting to make sure he contacts them again to make sure that he is here. Yes. Oh, or anybody. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, all righty. Well, thank you for coming. All right, that is everybody that signed up. Does anybody else out there have anything? Get some, Gary? Do you have something? Come on up.
Got more of a concern down at the corner of North Sherman Street and Third Street. You can't even see the stop sign. And everybody down there knows it, but we have UPS, FedEx, Amazon, all the drivers, and be very easily for them to run that. And the other thing is, coming off of, I call it the old railroad tracks, they're at Third and Fifth. I wish they would put stop signs for them people come up off of that, because they come off there without looking, and I've drove down there for over 50 years, and we never did stop, and like I was telling Jesse, in the winter, if it gets a little slick, you go up the hill at Third Street, it could be kind of a pain to get out of. So I'd like to see them put stop signs on coming off that stretch between Third and Fifth Street.
Have you looked at that, Jesse? Or is this first you heard about it? Okay.
Yeah, I showed,
It would? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's trim that. Chris, do we need to do that ordinance with Stu here? Is that something we can go ahead and start on? Let him write it, okay. Let's make a note of that to make sure that we have him write that up next meeting.
okay, you better take care of it, because I know his mom.
I know him. All right, anybody else have anything? Mike?
no, the only thing I've got is going back to what you folks talk about. I looked at that. Something's got to be done, and we know it. And I also think that maybe we ought to suggest that his builder, whomever, would be down here to talk to the people who got questions, because a lot of what I've seen and what you said, I've been down and looked at it. I haven't paid as much attention. I did listen for the noise. But the thing you've got down there is all that coming off of there and stuff like that. When they put metal, as many buildings as they're talking about, that water will not be shed by those. And that's going to increase that volume that would normally sink into there. They need to come up with, and I yeah. Yeah, well, I think you've got a legitimate
Oh, for sure.
problem. And I think that's the thing we need to get, because I haven't seen, I looked at those drawings for what they may be. There's no drainage shown on that, there's no retaining walls. And I think that needs to be clarified, maybe not just with the attorney, but with somebody that's actually gonna be the one. If we don't, we're gonna dance this thing till they build it.
I've never had flooding in my yard like that, ever. 20 years, I've never, almost 22. Never once had that backyard flooded. Never had any bit of trouble whatsoever. And then for them to, all that dirt up there, and
Yeah.
it's just, they got nothing, anybody to come. I always thought when you had construction sites and stuff, you had to put a permit.
Old plywood,
You know, names, phone numbers, contact in case of, and there's absolutely zero up there, nothing. And I don't, absolutely, owns it, what their names are, where they're at, nothing. I just see a dump truck coming out of the dirt.
Okay. We'll have Terry give you that number that he has. We'll start with that, and hopefully we have some really good answers the next meeting.
That's all I got.
Tom? Troy? Jen? One last time, anybody? Thank you all for coming. Meeting adjourned. Yeah, I do want to see those.
This is our walkway we built, and this is right next to our porch.
And that's where it's coming down.
That's the first part of the flooding, and these are just close-up pictures of it. This is all my backyard, all the way to my house.
And has that mud from that?
Yeah, and this is the hillside where the mud's coming down from,
Yeah,
all the way down through there.
yeah.
I don't even have a video, some of them in
No, I
black and white.
I get a picture of it, yeah. So,
I can't, oh yeah, this is another of the backyard, there's my house right there, and there's